a very long time since I've done one of these videos. I'm just doing another review finally on a Herpa snap fit. This time the Wow Air A330 300. So this was actually a gift given to me by my family not too long ago. So it was from straight off the airline. We have the box right here. It's rather simplistic. I'll go over that in a sec. But before I begin, I did want to go through just a couple of things. So, sorry, just gonna set that. Anyway, so first off, in less than 2 weeks actually, I will be taking British Airways, I think it's 228 to Heathrow from Baltimore on the Dreamliner. So I should have a video for that. I haven't picked my seat yet. Hopefully get a window seat. I've just been trying to hold off on paying any money for that, but if it looks like they're going fast, I'll try and reserve one. Worst case scenario, I'll still get a flight experience video in, but I would like to capture takeoff and landing, so I'll be working on that. Before then, I'm actually going to Rhode Island. Unfortunately, I'm not flying as I did over this winter. Hopefully I will be flying there when I visit later this summer or fall, but for now, that's just the way things have worked out. However, if you guys do want to see any train video, I'm taking the train back in, so I'll be getting off at BWI Rail, but leave a comment if you would like a train video. I mean, I'm kind of a train guy. I'm more interested in like metro systems, but obviously planes are my number one, and I've never posted anything that wasn't plane related on this channel. But if you guys want just some form of Amtrak video, just let me know. It's something that I could do. It wouldn't be very professionally produced or anything, not that anything I make is, but I don't know the quality or the extent of it, but just tell me if you want something like that. I'm willing to give that a go. And yeah, I think that's all I had. Hopefully I'll be spotting perhaps next week or so. I work a bit. It's been kind of busy right now because I'm working on a few things in my life. Nothing like major or bad, but just some things that have kind of kept my time occupied. And I know that's silly because I've been making so many excuses, but you know, I'm still making content, so that's what's important. But yeah, like I said, if you guys want an Amtrak video and something specific about it, I can do that. So yeah. Anyway, so this was purchased off a Wow Air flight into BWI from Keflavik. I believe it was like an A320 or 21 that they flew on, probably 21, that's what they generally fly. However, during the summer, this time of year, they fly the A330 in, I believe, weekly for BWI service on the highest demand days. So, as you know, I do have another Herpa snap fit. It's the British Airways A380, but I believe this one was made more specifically for somebody on their flight as a memento, so it's a bit more bare bone. As you can see, the box, it doesn't have the storage tray as the British Airways don't. Excuse me, the British Airways model box has. It's just an empty box. I think there were instructions, but I may have lost those. But it's, you know, just got some advertising, and that's it really. One thing is the back is actually misaligned, as you can see. I think it's meant so that you can flip it and it's on the same orientation, but if you were to just flip it around like that, like most model boxes, it would still be oriented the same way, which isn't a big deal, but for storage purposes, it's not the best as far as security goes. But I plan on just having it assembled anyway, so the box is really just for, you know, value purposes. So I believe, like most Herpa snap fits, it's a 6-piece model with a nice strong fuselage and snap-in components. Engines are already attached to the wing. That's kind of neat. You know, you got the going to Iceland decal. Unfortunately, it's smudged on the other side, and that may have been a factory defect because that was out of the box like that. Obviously, not going to complain. It's a gift, and things like that happen. I have plenty of Gemini jets that are scratched or perhaps chipped, like the paint is chipped or whatever. Nothing major though. And not to mention, it's just mostly for decoration purposes. I love the cheap 1 to 200 scale models just as a nice piece for a room, and this especially really brightens up the room. I honestly love the newer WoW livery. I mean, the other one's basic, but I love the white on purple. It honestly looks great in my opinion. I haven't flown WoW yet. I imagine at some point I will be. Especially if I end up purchasing a flight. This flight is kind of a gift, so taking British Airways, but I hope to visit my family again soon, and if I'm doing it on my own budget, I'm going to go with the cheapest, which is probably WoW, which would be a fun experience. I've been to Iceland once before through Iceland Air, so that would certainly be something I am interested in. So yeah, the model itself is quite detailed. It's TF-WOW is a registration. I'm not too sure. I know there's 3 A330s in the fleet, but I can't remember if 2 of them aren't delivered or if 2 of them are and 1 of them is not. I'm not sure. But I believe there's 3 of them, and there's actually 2 configurations for their A330s as far as seats go. If you look at Seat Guru, there are different configurations, and I believe one of them actually has more bathrooms, which I'm not sure why, but you know, whatever. Another thing I like about this, well, I'll start with the stand. The logo's neat. It's pretty much the same thing as the British Airways stand, except British Airways didn't have their logo. It just said British Airways, so I like the incorporation of the logo, but I believe this is more of like a memento, I guess you could say. Like I said, I think it's meant for people that are traveling and they're like, hey, that's pretty cool, I want that. Where the British Airways, I feel like that Herpa model was specifically for collectors. You can just tell by the packaging and the tray for it. Versus this, I feel like this box is meant to be recycled. Anyway, so it is quite detailed for a snap fit model. I'm gonna actually take it off the stand. Be careful, because I'm not trying to break the stand. Okay. The underside of the wings are rather, plain, as expected. Cheaper models often don't have as much undercarriage detail. Not that I'm complaining, but it's meant to be a piece that is enjoyed on a shelf, so you don't really need the details underneath, which completely understand and I'm cool with. Aside from it's got the basic kind of cargo holds, and obviously registration still. I do like their wingtips with the, sorry, I'm trying to get this to focus, but perhaps I'll do that when it's not shaking due to my hands. Anyway, just has the WoW Air circle, as you will on the tail. Another thing I do like about this model is that I noticed it does seem to be not better made than my British Airways, because my British Airways is a very well crafted model. But I noticed some of the pieces like to slip out very easily on this one, or on the British Airways. Where this one, you do not have that problem. It is a snug fit. It is meant to stay, and quite frankly, it could never be taken apart again. And I think it's meant for that. So I also do truly believe that, whether it was done on purpose, meant to be taken out, put together, and left. So yeah, but I do like it. It's nice and heavy. Certainly not cheap as far as a plastic model goes. It's on the high end of plastic models. So a lot of credit to Herpa for that. So just give you bit more of a view. I can zoom in on the winglets, or the wing tips. I don't know if you consider these winglets or not. I mean, I do, but Airbus is weird, so I'll just call it winglet to be safe. And I also love the nice profound flat bays. Very well done. So I'm trying to get the detail on the wing, but I might just have to aim that down. So it is beautiful. I really do like the model a lot. Like I said, it really does brighten up the room. I'll give you a rear view. And I think the stand puts it at such a nice angle too. I really do. The only complaint I think I actually have is the lack of engine detail, especially in the rear. As you can see, it's just a flat plastic piece, you know, where the mold was cut or whatever. It's just flat with basically no detail, and I'm not upset about that. I always feel bad for getting critical, because I believe for the most part any accurate plane model is a beautiful one. But that is my only complaint. And you can see even the front of the engine is still rather detailed. And by detailed, I mean it actually shows the engine. But the back is just, you know, flat. And it is kind of a, you know, feature of this engine type to have an abrupt ending. But at the same time, the lack of detail is the only complaint I have. I will put a rating in the description relative to the model. You know, obviously I'm not going to rate this up against, you know, like a Gemini 1400. I am going to do this relative to other snap fits that I have seen, and give a rating based on that. And I think that pretty much does it. I'm glad to have made another video like this. And that's pretty much it. So, like I said, guys, if I really do want an open discussion about this, so if any of you watching want a train video, I will do that. You know, I can do like departure and arrival, you know, or just kind of scenic points along the whole trip at getting into BWI and everything. So, you know, whatever you want, just tell me. If not, I may or may not make it anyway. So if I don't hear anything, you could still have a train video coming. But the biggest bit is the flight I have coming up in a little under 2 weeks out of BWI to Heathrow on British Airways. That is extremely exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, if I don't see you before then, guys, I will see you on the other side of the pond, depending on when I edit and upload the video. Probably after I'm back, but still, you know. Well, hope everyone has a great day and happy flying. Hope everyone's enjoying summer.